to my YouTube channel. Welcome back to my tutorials. Today we are going to learn the key differences between ArcMap and ArcGIS Pro, and that's necessary if you want to transform from using ArcMap to ArcGIS Pro. Also, I'm doing this because I want to share some tutorials on ArcGIS Pro, so it's good for you to understand the differences so that you can know when you need to use ArcGIS Pro and not ArcMap. So first, when it comes to ArcMap, we deal with MXD files. Our files are stored in the format of MXD files. And when you have an MXD file, you can have one layout and you can have one scene. You can't have more than one layout. And in ArcGIS Pro, as you can see, we deal with projects. You can see here this tab is called project. So in ArcGIS Pro, when you're opening the software, you open a project. You can open a new project or you open the recent projects. And under a project, you can have more than one layout, more than one map. And you can see here I have a single map and a single layout. But if I wanted to add a new layout or a new map, I can have even up to 10 maps if I want, which is good because it helps you manage your data and manage your layouts the way you want to. Assuming you want to print out different maps but in different sizes, you can do that because you can have different layouts. But for ArcMap, you'd have to close the current layout to open a new one, which is hectic. These two softwares, they both can connect to ArcGIS Online. And for ArcMap, if you want to connect, you need to click on file and then you need to sign into your account. That is assuming that you have the ArcGIS license. You can sign into your account and connect to ArcGIS Online. The difference is that ArcMap is not as integrated to ArcGIS Online compared to ArcGIS Pro. For ArcGIS Pro, for you to use ArcGIS Pro, you definitely need the license because most of the things that you're doing, you might need to use your license. And so you can see you have to be signed in when you're using it. Like you can see here, I'm signed in. And for ArcGIS Pro, you can have 3D. You can work with 3D data. You can visualize data in 3D. But in ArcMap, we know that it's only limited to 2D. You can have 3D scenes in ArcGIS Pro. So if you're working with 3D data, you would need to use ArcGIS Pro. For ArcMap, you'll have to use the extension like 3D Analyst, or you can use the ArcScene. So if you have ArcGIS Pro, it's way easier if you just use ArcGIS Pro. So the other thing is that the graphical user interface, you can see that they are totally different. For ArcGIS Pro, it's ribbon based. That is, it's kind of user friendly compared to ArcMap because it guides you on the tools that you need. So when you see here, we have these tabs up here. When you click on the map, it gives you the tools that you need when you're dealing with the map. Things like to explore the map, and you have things like insert, analysis, if you want to do analysis, view, edit. And the other thing is, if you click on a layer, like if I click on this boundary layer, you can see that more tabs have been added. So these tabs, they are showing you the things that you can do with this layer. Like I can deal with appearance. If I want to change the properties of the symbology of a layer, I can deal with this. I can use this appearance tab. If you want to deal with labeling, you can use the labeling tab. So it kind of gives you direction of the tools that you need to use. So in ArcMap, on the other hand, you need to know the tools that you want to use. You have to know where they are located, and you can see these toolbars here. It's toolbar driven thing, like this editor here. For this editor toolbar to be here, you have to turn it on here. So depending on what you want to do, you can just turn on whatever you want. However, you can still use the search toolbar here and search for whatever you want to do. If you want to clip, you can search for clip. If you want to dissolve, whatever you want to do, you can search it here. Same case to ArcGIS Pro. So the search window really helps. The difference is that for the searching in ArcGIS Pro, it's not searching exactly like in ArcMap. In ArcGIS Pro, you search using the geoprocessing toolbox. So you're not searching exactly like in ArcMap. It doesn't have the search toolbar, search window. So as I said, both of these softwares are integrated to ArcGIS Online, so you can access the things in your portal. If there is data you stored in your portal, you can access and use it, or you can publish your data to the portal. And if you want to access maybe a web map you created in your ArcGIS Online, you can access it using the portal. So ArcGIS Pro is way more integrated to ArcGIS Online compared to ArcMap, because for ArcMap you have to publish to ArcGIS server. So the other difference is that in ArcGIS Pro, as you can see, this edit tab here is always on. For ArcGIS Pro, you don't have to turn on the editing mode is always on. So that means you can do editing anytime. Whereas for ArcMap, you have to click on editing and you start editing, but you can see it's already on. So if you want to stop, you can just click on stop editing. And the thing with ArcMap is you can't edit more than one layer at the same time, but in ArcGIS Pro you can do that. So if you're editing many things at the same time, you'd rather use ArcGIS Pro, because for ArcMap you'll need to finish with one layer, then stop it, and then start editing the other layer. So those are the major differences between these two softwares. And so if you're doing analysis that you can do in both ArcMap and ArcGIS Pro, maybe it's better for you to use ArcGIS Pro because it processes things faster than ArcMap, and also you can easily deal with ArcGIS Online things, portal. It's way more integrated compared to ArcMap. So those are the major differences between ArcGIS Pro and ArcMap. And we know that ArcGIS Pro was released way later than ArcMap, so it has greater capabilities compared to ArcMap. So that's it. Those are the major differences between these two softwares. So it's important for you to understand these differences so you can decide which one to use, which software to use. So this is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching.